And today is that day where the girls come out. Yeah, to hang out right here on radio. Ladies on radio. Welcome and taking you on this jolly smooth ride is no other than the queen of your airwaves, your Savvy Girl on radio. That's me, the Sugar Goddess. It's always a great time being here on radio with you every Wednesday. Yes, always an insightful time here on radio. So if you're joining us today again, many thanks for returning. And if you're a first-time listener, trust me, it's not going to be your last. Delving into the discussion we have for today on the Ladies Talk right here with your homegirl Sugar Goddess right here on your Love Dial Family Love 99.9 FM. There's something I want you to listen to before we actually start. Someone has a different take on women taking on so many responsibilities at home. You know, women trying to do everything at once. Women shouldering so much responsibility. And in this part of the world, we've been allowed to believe that a woman who can actually do all of this thousands of things at once is the woman who is well trained. It's the woman who is the African woman. It's the woman who is a super woman. But what we don't understand is that this woman is also a person, and she gets tired and she would not be at her best. She could fall sick. She could have anything could just go wrong because she's not supposed to bear some of all this burden alone. She's supposed to have support from family and especially from her spouse, you know. But we are trained to believe that women are supposed to shoulder these responsibilities and do everything by themselves. You know, I'm not talking about the financial side alone. No, that one is even a different discussion. I'm talking about physical, you know, responsibility, chores at home, care of the children, care of the home. And as a woman, you know, being brought up in this kind of society, we aspire to become that. In fact, when we don't meet up to expectations, we tend to feel less of a woman. Well, someone has a different perspective, and I think it's best if we hear it as well.
Well done, wife material. Well done. Your in-laws have confirmed it. Abi, you can cook, you can clean, wash, take care of everybody. You have officially passed the test. Hey! But let me ask you, how was he surviving before he met you? Because the last time I checked, they were doing just fine. He was eating, wearing clean clothes, managing life just fine.
This is not what a man do.
They need somebody to cook at his family gathering. Now you've dated. His house is dirty. You don't rush. You've gone to clean it. His clothes, uncle, you are the one in charge. You even took over the restocking and the groceries and all the market runs. Madam, why?
I did not, ma'am.
Who sent you? This is not to say that we shouldn't support our partners. However, supporting each other goes both ways. Marriage is not an audition. It is not a job interview where you need to prove that you're qualified. Do we have the same values on money, career, and family roles? How will we handle the household operations? Who will do what and when? How are we going to raise our children and split the care responsibilities? Would this be a true partnership? What are your expectations for our family? Because let me tell you something. If you start this way, they will expect it forever. So ask yourself these important questions to be sure. Can I do this alone?
You heard it there. She's speaking to all the ladies who actually take it upon themselves to overdo when it comes to preparing for marriage. This is for the single ladies, not those that are already in the house. Because of that expectation, because of that mindset, that mentality probably passed down to us from our parents, our moms, our aunties, or those we see as mothers, you know. Yes, they are the ones we look up to as models, and they've modeled us to believe that this is how it should be. But in reality, you're setting yourself up. Yes, we're not saying pretend you cannot do those things, but what she's saying is that that shouldn't be your priority. Because even the men believe that when I'm dating a lady, especially one that I aspire to marry, what I want to see from her is, can she cook? Can she clean? Can she organize the house? Can she take care of a family? Can she go to the market and buy things? Can she take care of the kids? That is very wonderful coming from the man. That is very good. Now, the ladies themselves don't look out for so much. Most times what they only look out for is, can he provide? And once he ticks the box for he can provide, every other thing is thrown out the window. Our attention today is being called to other areas that you need to look out for as ladies. It is supposed to be a partnership. Yes, marriage is supposed to be a partnership. It's not a boss secretary thing. It's not a superior inferior thing. You are coming together as partners to see something work, which is marriage. So you're not going to go in there with the idea of taking too much upon yourself than you can actually handle because you're trying to impress. And you know that these things you are starting out with is not sustainable. You can't continue doing it. You're not going to continue doing it. Just as she called it, it's now more of an audition. It's now more of a job interview. You're trying to prove yourself. You're trying to show this family that you can overdo and you can outdo. But the reality of the case is when you now enter this family, when you now enter this home, you discover that you can't carry on with this thing for long. Remember, an audition lasts for a couple of minutes, but marriage lasts for a lifetime. So you're going to be expected to do all of these things, definitely. When you enter the marriage and they want to do general cooking, it's you they will look for. Even if you have other things in your life to pay attention to at the time, everybody will think you're making excuses. That's why you hear some wives or some mothers of men saying that when we came to marry her, she was not like this. So when we came to seek her hand in marriage, she was not like this. So, or you hear the guy saying, when I was dating her, she was not like this. So that was because she was carrying out an audition. She was trying to impress you. She was doing everything she can. Now, the thing is, when she goes into the marriage, she might not be able to keep up with that standard that she's already set. So, girls and ladies, I hope from what you listened to, I played earlier, your attention can begin to go into areas that you should really be looking out for. While the guy is trying to make sure you're a good wife material and home material, the areas you should be looking out for is, look at this man that you want to settle with. Look at him. You're not here to audition. It's not a job interview. Look at him and ask yourself some salient questions. There are some basic questions that should be coming from you that you're supposed to ask him. You're not submitting a CV for the best house worker. All right. What you need to be checking out for is, how do you both see money? That's the first thing. How do you both see money? Is he a spender? Is he someone who